Well, hello and welcome to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the most innovative Tao reading on the internet. Why? Because it's really a metaphysical reading focused on the tarot, the Tao of Tarot. How do we accomplish this? Real easy. I take three cards, that's all. There's some magic to the number three, but I'll just take three cards. Each card has its own frequency. You distill all three into one concise picture, one concise energy, one concise frequency. I want to get to the point where it's so simple, clear, and direct, you can almost taste the energy, feel the energy, be the energy of that tarot. I want it real simple. There's no fantasy, no unicorn, no rainbows, none of that stuff. It's the matrix revealed because tarot is manifesting. And manifesting is literally human kryptonite. I've done tarot for over 20 years, and I've come to find out, at least from my point of view, my experience, tarot doesn't predict anything. Nothing. You might get a little nibble, but essentially nothing. I don't care how many cards you put out on a table. In fact, more cards, the less realistic, honest the reading is. That's why I stick with three. But tarot is the science of your potential. You take that frequency from the reading, those three cards distilled into one frequency, you take that and you apply it to your life. Every day, the energy changes, the frequency changes, the opportunity changes. But it's always the potential. You can go yes or no to the frequency. You can go yes or no to using this kryptonite. Okay? So we distill the tarot into one unified, clear, clean message. Today, for example, the Tao Manifesting Tarot is a sliver of sunshine or an oncoming train. Which is it? The sunshine or the train? That's where it gets tricky. Again, Science of Potential Tarot. So we distill this down into a singular frequency that's available to you. That's great. But simply getting the frequency is step one. Got to give you a little perspective. Got to give you a little bit of what I call cosmic weather report. Okay, it's important because you got the energy of the frequency from the tarot. Great. It's a tool. But you have to put it in context. For example, you want to take a vacation, maybe you have a day off, whatever the case may be, you want to get out and do something different. But before you do, most people will find out, especially if it's outdoors at all, what's the weather going to be like? If it's going to be rainy, unless you're a fish or frog, maybe you're not going to want to get out there. What if it's going to be storms? What if there's going to be winds, high winds, or whatever the hell the case weather can throw at you? You want to know. It's going to be sunny, comfortable temperatures. Perfect. Let's get out there and do it. Otherwise, you're going to have to make adjustments. Like I'm here in the far north along Lake Superior. Wintertime, we love snow. The more, the better. Well, people in Florida, Alabama, Louisiana go, well, you people are nuts. Yeah, we're nuts. That's fine. But we want a lot of snow. We live with it. We plan our lives around it come November, December, January. Believe it or not, once in a great while, even in July. That's a story for another day. Nevertheless, doesn't freak us out. We actually seek it out. For example, you give me a choice. A couple of days in the Mojave Desert, 120, 125 degrees, or a couple of days in Miami. I'm going Mojave. I can't stand humidity. I mean, it just destroys me. Other people love it. They think it's tremendous. Okay. Same thing here. You got the tarot energy. It is distilled. It's clear. You got the message. It's your potential, yes or no. But you got to know what the weather's like. Is it even worth doing at this point? And if it is, okay, maybe it's not going to rain, maybe it's not going to snow, maybe it'll be windy. I can handle that. That'll be great. No tornadoes, hurricanes, anything like that. Okay, not a problem. I'll get out there and I'll manage. But you got to know what the weather's like. So I use astrology because it's the science of cycles within cycles within cycles. The energy keeps repeating. You've heard people say history repeats itself. That's because the energy in the astrology repeats itself. You can go back 100 years, 1,000 years. If you have particular aspects and you move them into the future or into the present, you're going to feel the energy over again. It's going to be different, not the same people involved, not exactly the same circumstances, but the energy is going to be the same. For example, we had Pluto Uranus at the American Revolution. It takes Pluto 250 years to go around the solar system. 250 years came up last year with Uranus in the same spot. We're having an American Revolution. Yeah. And Uranus and Neptune were at the beginning of the Civil War. They just hit. So we got revolution, civil war. What do we have in the world? There's a tremendous amount of energy in that direction. Different from either the Revolutionary War or the Civil War, but the same. The energy is the same. That's what you got to know. And that's what I bring you. If I don't use the astrology, I will take stories from recent history. Maybe from this year, maybe 40 years ago, but not way, way, way off. Relatively recent, because I want you to have the feel. You got the tarot, you got the energy, you got the frequency, you got the message. Now let's give you a little bit of background so you can use it better. Knowing the repetitive patterns, you not only have help in finding your energetic destination, but what it's going to feel like when you get there. That keeps your spiritual kryptonite strong, vital. We're going to begin this evolutionary journey in just a moment, but let's begin with this instead. Cosmic cycles. We talked about cycles. Today's tarot message, distilled down, is it a bright light or maybe something else? There's a time coming where you're going to have to be cautious. Think of the movie The Perfect Storm. Remember that? This fisherman way out got caught in this horrendous storm out in the Atlantic. And it looked like they weren't going to make it. They were getting their asses kicked. When all of a sudden they hit the eye of the storm, things settled right down, right down. No wind, no waves, even sunshine. And then the center of the storm moved off to the east, and the storm crushes and kills them. We are in the center right now. For a lot of people, things may be sort of calm. You may feel kind of an element of safety, security, whatever, stability. We're in the center of the storm. It's going to keep moving. And by all accounts, it's going to be a tough ride. So, just like the movie The Perfect Storm, we have the same potential here. Pay attention. Your future depends on it. That's why we were saying today with the tarot message, is it a sliver of sunshine or an oncoming train? We don't know that. We won't know that. Pay attention. It means you're going to have to dig deep a little bit. It means you're going to have to take responsibility. Oh, a dirty word, responsibility. Yeah, I know. But that's what it means. We're going to get to the rest of the reading, but I just want to let you know right now that I do have an email, a singular email, tau-tarot at proton.me, tau-tarot at proton.me. Please feel free to write in. You can be friendly, you can be mean, you can yes, no, whatever. Tell me I'm full of crap. Doesn't make any difference. It's the communication that counts. I'm reaching out. I check it every other day, probably. Sometimes every day. It depends. I'm pretty good at it. Tau-tarot at proton.me. All righty. Let's go to thinking out loud. This was very tough for me, is very tough for me. I voted for Trump. I had zero faith, and I mean zero, in whatever the Democrats offered, because they really offered nothing. Trump said all the right things, and then no sooner does he get into office than he completely does a 180. I mean, completely. In the last 9 months, he hasn't made your groceries cheaper. He hasn't created jobs, hasn't increased manufacturing, hasn't released any files. He's throwing money around. My God, now it's Argentina, 60 million or billion dollars. We're still feeding Israel, the Ukraine. He's just throwing money everywhere else. But here in the United States, it's obvious I voted for a president, but I got a corporate puppet. Man, that's disappointing. Man, that's disappointing. And what's even worse is I don't know if there are any really good, solid options in the future. I think there are two or three, and that's it. But like we're saying today in the tarot, yeah, is it a silver lining? Is there sunshine, or is it an oncoming train? That's the light that I'm seeing. I don't know because right now my heart's broken. Let's move on. We go to the meme of the day. Got several of them. The one that I want you to really focus on is the bottom right. You see four kids on bikes riding down the road. You see on one side there's sunshine, on the other side it appears to be a horrendous storm. That's the future for our kids. I mean, it's that drastic. Again, we go back to is it a ray of sunshine or is it the eye of the storm getting ready for the storm to hit us full on? They don't know. Doesn't look good no matter what. Speaking of kids, new study. This one done by Dr. Zervos from Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, considered one of the premier hospitals in the world. He is one of the leading infectious disease doctors in the country, and they got him to do a large scale vax versus unvax study, tracking kids over time. And the study showed that kids who were vaccinated were 300% more likely to have a chronic disease than the kids who didn't vax. You see the numbers. The blue are the kids who haven't vaxxed, numbers going down. They have a time bomb in them, each and every one who vaxxed. And the more they vaxxed, the bigger the time bomb. This, according to, but of course, Dr. Zervos didn't want to go public with it because he was afraid he was going to lose his job. Your child could die, your grandchildren could die. It doesn't make any difference. Zervos doesn't want to lose his job. Over to the right, up on the upper right, is wearing a mask alone in your car is the same as being alone in your bed wearing a condom. Absolutely. In fact, fill in the blank. In the bottom left, the best way to stop the next pandemic, arrest the people who started the first one. It's one of the things that I really am having a tough time with because a lot of people go, well, you can't be violent, you can't be violent, you can't be violent, you can't. Yeah, you can, because they're being violent to you. They're killing you. They're destroying your life. They're taking away your jobs. They're putting your crap in your food and then taking the food away, giving tons and tons of money to everybody else when they can make big progress here, helping out the average American. But they don't want to do that. At what point do you stop with the talk and get to the action? Because that's the only way they're going to stop. You think Bill Gates is going to stop because I tell him to? Come on. Let's do the missing link, tying it all together. This from Richard Kalergi, taken from a book in 1925. He says, we, the Jews, intend to turn Europe and North America into a mixed mongrel race of Asians and Negroes ruled over by Jews. Anything good come from that idea? You don't know about it. You've never known about it. This is the first time you're hearing about it. We intend to turn Europe and North America into a mixed mongrel race of Asian and Jews ruled over by Negroes ruled over by Jews, Asian and Negroes. Really? I think China would have something to say about it, and I don't think that's going to go. Down below that, Jewish bankers and their rabbis celebrate the passage of the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. That's what America was sold. You were to take 100 pennies, put them on a table in front of the Jew bankers after the Federal Reserve Act 1913. That pile of 100 pennies today would be worth 1 penny. That's how they've killed, and that's the reason they get kicked out of every single country they've ever been in. Putin kicked him out when he took over. He got rid of all the Jewish bankers. All of a sudden, Russia begins to succeed. Wonderful economy. Something you didn't know about Hitler. He is the only leader who arrested a Rothschild. He got all the central bankers out of Germany. Within 5 years, the German economy was just cranking. Tells you something, doesn't it? Anyway, the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, quote, if you do not exclude them, that's Orthodox Jews, in less than 200 years, our descendants will be working in the fields to furnish them sustenance, while they will be in counting houses rubbing their hands. That's Ben Franklin. He said if you didn't kick them out of the United States within 200 years, you're going to be working for them. I think he nailed it. How about this? Tarot manifested reading energy. The Tower cards, it's a wake-up call. You have this sense of security, and all of a sudden you go, holy crap, that's a lie. I'm lying to myself. There is no security. That's where we're at right now. But thankfully, we have two queens, and they're the ones. Kings make the proclamations. Queens get the work done. Queen of Swords is very perceptive and straight talking. So she goes, okay, look, you realize that you've been lied to. You understand that. So let's get to the truth. Once you get to the truth, and then the Queen of Pentacles takes over, they organize, resourceful. Pentacles are our value system. So the Tower says, it's a slap in the face, wake the hell up, you moron. You're being screwed. Queen of Swords says, keep talking, I got to find more. And the Queen of Pentacles says, now that you know the truth, now that you understand, get up, take care of business. That's where we are right now. Man, what a great tarot reading. Is it a sliver of sunshine or an oncoming train? Based on what we see here in the tarot, it's very likely an oncoming train. Wake up from your nightmare already, will you? Time's up. All we get is time and choices. Hey, please be wise with both. But thank you for making the right choice and spending a little time with me. I realize it's an investment. Between now and the next time you and I get together, do tarot. Please like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. I can't say it enough. It's vital right now with what's going on behind the scenes on the internet. So between now and the next time you and I do tarot together, peace and blessings.